What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 24 of our Pokemon Blaze Black to Redux walkthrough. The previous video was absolutely jam-packed with battles. We battled Team Plasma Grunts, we battled Zinzolin himself, we battled Kyurem fused with Zekrom. We almost got destroyed by Lord Getsus, but Zekrom saved the day with Lord N. We defeated Lord Getsus himself. And in today's video, we're going to make our way to the Pokemon League. As we leave the cave, we meet a secret agent who goes by the name The Looker, and he invites us to Unity Tower, which can be reached from Castelia City. He says if we do defeat and win the Pokemon League, we must go and visit him in his office. So that's really interesting. I'm guessing this is a part of the after game, but we will definitely keep this in mind. So don't forget that there is something to do after the Pokemon League. We are going to cover the complete after game, and I'm going to show you guys how to catch every single legendary Pokemon in the game. So do subscribe and follow along. I have a ton of Pokemon playthroughs on my channel. You can check them all out in my playlists, and we've got a whole bunch of new games coming up. Also, I'd love to hear from you guys. If there's any Pokemon games that you would want me to play through, let me know in the comments below. I will always take your comments on board. But now we got to try and find Route 23 in order to find Victory Road so we can get to the Pokemon League. And Blue told us that we can find Route 23 from this area where the spaceship was. This was all ice before and frozen, but now the ship has left and it's back to normal. There are a few ex-Team Plasma members there, but we're just going to explore the forest a bit and pick up some of the items here. We just picked up a star piece. It is a bit confusing trying to wander through some of these trees, but we will figure our way around. So let's go and chat to these ex-Team Plasma members. I think Root is there too, so I'm sure he's got some information for us. I can't believe how epic the previous video was. If you missed it, definitely go back and watch part 23. We have defeated Team Plasma. We have all 8 gym badges. We're all set to go. We just have to find Victory Road and make our way to the Pokemon League. I'm curious to see how we do against the Elite Four members. Here we just picked up TM90, which is the move Substitute. And now I believe we have to go back into the cave and find another exit. So we return into this cave, and I think there's 1 or 2 items that we also didn't pick up along the way. So here we can push this boulder into the hole and pick up the item, and then try and find another exit to the next route. We pick up a Max Repel, which is going to come in handy, and we make our way up north. Here's the exit. I think this is the exit to Route 23, and yes, we've made it. So there's a little house here, and this woman offers to heal up your team. So that's exactly what we needed. There's no Pokemon Center around here, so we're going to have to make our way back to this house whenever we need to heal up. And in Route 23, there are a ton of tough trainers to battle. So if you do find yourself in a tricky situation, go back to that house and heal up. But now I want to show you guys how to get to a little secret area. There's 1 or 2 secret areas in Route 23. There's a puzzle here which is really confusing. You've got to try go in from a different angle. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. And you can get some cool items from this secret area. So we use our Gigalith to use strength, and you want to push this boulder all the way down, and that's as much as you can do at the moment. Then you've got to work your way through this maze of a forest, and you can end up coming out behind the area where we push the stones, but you can actually surf there with this power of water. So surf across and push the stone in at the bottom. that will open the staircase for us. And now we're just gonna look at everything and try and figure this out because it is a little bit tricky. You've got to do these things in the correct order or it's not gonna work out, and then you have to leave and start all over again. So I think we've got to try and push this first stone on the left all the way up into that top hole. And then we can push the middle one to the side, and then we'll come to the bottom and try and get those stones in. So it is a bit tricky, but I think it can be done. So let's first try and get those two main ones into the hole. We're gonna have to go all the way around to push this big boulder to the side. So there is a lot of times where you have to go out and re-enter the section by a different entrance. You just have to be a bit patient. But now we can push the block sideways and up, and then we can push this one all the way in that we pushed down first. So there we've got 3 of them in, and that's made the route a lot more open for us. And now for this last one, we just push it all the way down, it seems. There is another boulder below, but I think there must be another hole ahead. So let's just keep pushing this boulder along. And yes, that's the way to get to the secret staircase. And once you enter the staircase, there's a trainer to battle here. And we're going to explore. There's got to be a cool item or two. And let's see where this leads. Once you cross the second bridge, there's some dark green grass, so there might be a rare Pokemon or two hiding in here. You might want to spend some time seeing what we can find in the wild. And we also find TM12, which is Taunt. So that could be very worthwhile. There is also an item here that we missed, which is TM50 Overheat. That can also be really strong if you have some fire-type Pokemon. I remember Torkoal used it in one of my previous playthroughs, and it's really strong. But that's it for that little puzzle. Now we go up the stairs and we have found Victory Road. We have also found N here, so he's kind of welcoming us to Victory Road. And Victory Road in this game looks absolutely epic. It's probably one of the best Victory Roads that I've played through in a Pokemon game. I love how futuristic it looks. And blue actually gives us an old sea map. So that's pretty interesting. Apparently the map is of N's travels and it leads to some treasure secret location. So it sounds super awesome. But now we're going through our scans to make sure that we have all of our gym badges, and this is what I was saying of how awesome it looks. I love how futuristic it is and all the colors and neon lights. Kind of has a cyberpunk feel to it. So we get scanned in each time, and if you've got all 8 badges, you will make it through. If you don't, you're gonna have to go back and battle them. You haven't completed the story correctly. And now the main door actually lights up, and look at all the columns sinking, and it's open. We have reached the Pokemon League. What an entrance, absolutely spectacular. I'm actually getting goosebumps because this game has been such an adventure. Just to think about where we started and where we are now, it's been a journey for sure. And now we found the Pokemon Center that we can finally heal up, and we can stock up on some items. I do want to just explore the outside area before we enter the cave. There was a sign there saying that the Pokemon League is through that cave. So we'll do a bit of exploring, see if there is anything to find around here, and then make our way into the cave. We're definitely going to stock up on a few items now. I think you will be able to buy items in the actual Pokemon League itself. But just in case this cave is crazy, we're going to stock up on a whole bunch of items. We do have quite a bit of money, so we might as well spend it. I'm so curious to see where this old sea map leads. N says it's like a treasure map, so I wonder what we will actually find, if there's a whole new area or an island or something. But here we find TM46 Aura Sphere, So that's a good start. There are some items to pick up here outside of Victory Road. And here's like a little maze almost of rocks and fallen beams and things. We did pick up a dusk stone there hidden in that rock. And we have found another Pokeball, which is TM58 Hurricane. We've actually picked up a ton of TMs in this game. You find them pretty easily. And I haven't actually taken the time to go through our TMs. So I think when we reach the Pokemon League before taking on the Elite Four, I'm going to spend some time and go through our entire TM list and equip our team with some new moves. Make sure they all have the strongest moves so that we can become the next Pokemon League champions. That will be the absolute dream. So now we enter the cave and it looks like there's a lot of trainers in here to battle. So we are going to battle a lot of these guys. There is a Pokemon Center right outside, so you want to use it earlier on in this cave. When you start getting too far, you might want to use some of your items instead. But for now, we're just going to battle all the trainers we can, try level up our team a bit, and make sure we're ready to take on the Elite Four. I do recommend getting your Pokemon to around level 80 to 85 before taking on the Pokemon League, because they are really difficult. And as you guys know, you can't really heal in between battles. You can use items, of course, so you want to stock up on revives and items, but there's no Pokemon Center to heal in between battles. That's all up to you to have those items. We exited the cave and we found a few other trainers here, and it looks like we have found another cave, and there's another nurse doctor guy here, and if you come and chat to him, he will heal your Pokemon for you. So that's going to be a big help for us, because there are a lot of trainers around and you don't want to go all the way back to that Pokemon Center. And in this case specifically, the trainers are quite tough. So I did battle all the trainers and go back and heal outside a few times. But now there's a little river here and we found an escape rope on the other side. I thought it would be something rare, but it's just an escape rope. We can also use waterfall to go down, but I think we'll just continue exploring inside the cave because there were a few different paths in here. The trainers inside this cave are tough, especially the little tag team battle from these two. But I'd say I'm pretty happy with my team and I'm feeling quite confident. I am going to level up some of my team a little further before we take on the Elite Four, but I don't think I'm going to swap out any Pokemon in our team. I'll first try complete the game with the current Pokemon I've been using. I think we've also picked up a couple rare candies throughout the game, so I'm definitely going to use some of those just before we take on the Elite Four. That will help us give a little bit of an edge in the battles. And here we have reached a really special section. I think this is probably the best place for you to do some training if you want to level up your Pokemon, because in this area you can find Ordino in the moving grass, and they give you a ton of experience because the Pokemon have high levels here. And there we just spotted a Zorua in a cave. I wonder if we can battle and catch it. That looks really interesting. And while we're walking, we hear a screech. I don't know what that was. And it turns out it's Lance and his Dragonites. I wonder if we're going to have to battle Lance. Surely he's a member of the Elite Four or something. I am hoping we don't have to battle him, because Lance is infamous for being really strong. But before we go and chat to Lance, I want to show you guys where you can heal. There's a nurse here that will heal your Pokemon, and you can find moving grass right here in the patches next to it where you can find Ordino. So it's the perfect spot to get some training in. Just put your Pokemon you want to level up in the front, go and find any moving grass, It's most likely going to be an Ordino, and you're going to get a ton of experience. And you can even equip the Lucky Egg Hold item, which will also increase your experience gain. And you can just heal up right by the nurse. So it's really easy. It's probably the quickest and easiest way to level up your team now, honestly. So if you have any weaker Pokemon, or if your Pokemon aren't really close to level 80 or 70, then you definitely have to do a bit of training. If your whole team is around level 80, I think you're in good stead. But now we're just going to explore the rest of the area. We did find Zorua, and he ran off. So we're going to try and find him again. I don't know where he ran off to. Aha, and we have found him here. But it looks like we can't enter. He's just shouting and he won't move. So I don't know if there's something we have to do or an item we have to give him. But he's blocking the little cave entrance. So I think that's as far as we can go. We're going to head all the way back out now. I think we've explored everything we can in this area. There is another little cave down the left set of stairs. So we'll see what's in here. Hopefully there's a cool item or two. So it's led to another largish cave. We've found a Reaper cloth. And we're just going to keep exploring. Once we've explored everything, then we will go back and chat to Lance and see if he's down for a battle. But this just leads us to where we were before. So it's just a shortcut back, I guess. Instead of going all the way around, we can just head straight down here if we need to. But let's go up and see what Lance has got to say. Before we reach him, there are a duo here, a tag team, and they want to battle us, and they are super strong. I did lose to them once or twice, so definitely be prepared for a tough battle with those two. But once you defeat them, they move out the way, and we can actually come and chat to Lance. And Lance says we've got to battle these two trainers before we can enter into the Pokemon League. So we challenge both of them and defeat them. And then Lance says he's really impressed with our talent. And he said we are incredible. So that's good news. Lance has given us the thumbs up. He said we can take on the Pokemon League. And it's just through this entrance behind him. He also gives us some items which are interesting. So he gives us a rainbow wing and a silver wing, which I am assuming are for the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh and Lugia. In the after game, there are tons of legendary Pokemon to catch. But we're going to end things off here and take on the Pokemon League in the next one. Thanks for watching.